My name's Ian. I'm a school teacher and I live around here in East Leeds. But I didn't grow up in Yorkshire. I grew up in Derbyshire. And like many other migrants from other parts of England, Britain, Europe and the world, I came here to work hard, do my best, make a life for myself, have fun and give back to the community that made me welcome. I love it here. I love Leeds Rhinos and Wilson's Pies, Hyde Park Picture House and 10-pin bowling at Escape in Cass, the Tour de France, Chapeltown Carnival, the arcades at Scarborough, the Three Peaks in the Dales, the Checkers at Ledsham, the Saffin Cafe in Bradford, Spurn Point, Sutton Bank, Sheffield Leadmill, Lumbut's Reservoir, Yorkshire Zampowley and a pint of Ilkley Mary Jane. And most of all, I love all the people who have made it great. I also love being a teacher. I love working with the bright ideas and positive energy of children sharing their experiences, and those of their families who've lived in Leeds for generations or moved here from Scarborough, Sheffield, Carlisle, Cardiff, Mayo, Riga, Lisbon, Nairobi, Karachi. We try our best to learn, work and have fun together, but there are times when their parents struggle to afford breakfast for them, times when the children come in tired because their home is damp and cramped, times when the parents are stressed out by long working hours for wages that still leave them struggling to give the kids a day out at Filey or Brid. And this makes it very hard for the children to learn. It makes it hard for them to concentrate and do their best. It makes it harder for them to be as happy as they should be. And this makes me angry. It makes me wonder why the politicians who make decisions about our lives think it okay for bankers in the City of London to get big bonuses, despite their role in causing our economic problems, whilst not doing enough to make sure all the children in Yorkshire have somewhere decent to live. After a while of settling into life in Leeds, I decided I wanted to give something back. After seeing pictures on TV of people trying to escape from war and poverty in other parts of the world, I started volunteering with a group of typically kind Yorkshire folk who were trying to help refugees find a job and use their skills to do what they wanted to do most of all: give something back to the people who had offered them a safe place away from the dictators, torture and violence that threatened their lives and future. I love volunteering with all those brave, kind, interesting people. But I get angry when I see and hear people who say that people from other countries shouldn't be allowed to come to Yorkshire, as if the foreigners who are trying to work hard and make a new life are the problem, rather than the people who keep all the power and money to themselves and do nothing to help people in Yorkshire who are struggling. As if immigrants are the ones who have decided that the minimum wage should be so low, working people have to go to food banks. Whether we were born here or not, we want the same thing: to make the best life we can for ourselves and our families in a peaceful place. I think that everyone should have a fair chance of work, education, good health, a warm home and enough to eat and drink. Yorkshire folk will not let our neighbours down. Hard-working immigrants are welcome in Yorkshire. The taxes pay for the pensions of our nanas and granddads. They keep our hospitals working. They keep our shops, pubs and other services alive. They bring new food, music and other good things to our lives. Refugees from war and persecution are welcome in Yorkshire too. Yorkshire people are kind people, and we will not turn our backs on those in need. People in Yorkshire know what's best for Yorkshire, but our lives are decided by people who live and work most of their lives in London and don't even do anything about the inequalities in that great city. It's time for change. It's time to stand up and take responsibility for making Yorkshire a free, fair and fun place for all. We want to work together with other people in England, Britain and within the European Union, United Nations, when it's the right thing to do, such as an end in the war and poverty that forced people to leave their homelands. But most of the time, we should be able to do things our way. That's why I think it's time for all of us in Yorkshire to tell the rich and powerful that they do not have our permission to wield power over our lives anymore. We've seen our people in Scotland who won power back from Westminster, Whitehall, the City of London, and made decisions that are right for their nation. It's time for us to work together with all our neighbours to decide what kind of government we want for Yorkshire and to take the lead in making England, Britain and Europe a better place. What do you think? Do you want a Leeds City region, a Yorkshire Assembly, a government for a united North? Or are there other, better options? And what about if you live outside Leeds? What do you want for your part of the world? I'd like to know what you think. But even more, I'd love it if you told your family, your friends, your neighbours and colleagues. Thank you for listening.